Today we have a story over a city council election forum, details on the next SAT sign-up. The Cedar Park City Council had a virtual candidate forum that introduced those running for mayor and council seats 2, 4, and 6.
In the forum, sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce, the candidates discussed topics ranging from policing, the local economy, and abortion. CPHS News reporter Ileana Tingerova joins us with the details.
Thanks, Abby. A few arguments and some shade at current City Council member Tim Kelly were among the things that happened in the forum last night. The candidates running for mayor are incumbent Mayor Corbin Van Arsdale and challenger Jim Richardson. Van Arsdale is a candidate who says he's willing to put differences aside and work with people of all parties. Richardson emphasized his willingness to work with the police, small businesses, and other people to help improve Cedar Park. The candidates running for Place 2 are incumbent Mel Kirkland and Bob Cornelius, and the candidates running for Place 4 are Eric Boyce and Jim Penniman-Morin. Finally, the candidates running for Place 6 are Heather Jeffs and incumbent Dorian Chavez. When asked about important qualities that council members need to have to play a part of the community, Mayor Van Arsdale took a jab at controversial City Council member Tim Kelly.
We ought to be able to listen to all our residents, not just some of our.
As opposing candidate for mayor, Richardson was asked about the qualifications that he would look for in a board member.
I think number one would be length of time living in Cedar Park, because we want people volunteering that know the city and know the citizens and the residents and understand the values of Cedar Park.
Kirkland, candidate for Place 2, says he believes diversity is important in our community.
I think it's important that we diversify our community by adding more businesses to the city, bringing more people into the city during the day, as well as allowing people who live locally to maybe get those jobs and have much shorter commutes than what they're used to. I think it's also important to note that bringing business into the city, businesses support businesses.
Jeffs, who is running for Place 6, has other concerns about keeping small businesses alive, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic.
The first and most important thing that we can do to help our businesses is to get our pandemic under control. So we need to work on economic development to bring in primary jobs, but also work on affordability to make sure that the great employees that our businesses have found are able to stay in the area.
Penniman-Morin, a candidate for Place 4, then brought up a major development plan underworking for Bell Boulevard.
Is still Bell Boulevard. I think we have a long way to go in that project, and I think it's really important that we don't make the mistake that maybe the city's made in the past.
Place 4 candidate Eric Boyce was asked about what his vision of Cedar Park will be if elected.
I think we need to really focus on really what the best interests are of the citizens, and make sure that they're a part of the process, and make sure that they're involved in the process, and make sure that we communicate well.
The final topics include 2 national and controversial issues, including abortion and mask wearing.
You have to listen with intent. You have to not attack or threaten or vilify someone who has a different opinion than you.
To which Cornelius answered,
I'm trying not to laugh because the mayor keeps blocking a lot of proposals that the citizens want to bring before the council, and he won't let them even be on the agenda. I'm pro-life. There's a pro-life ordinance that's out there that we've asked to be on the agenda. There's a lot of things we've asked to be on the agenda and you keep blocking. So who are you listening to? My opponent closed the city council meetings because he's afraid of people that carry guns. So he doesn't believe in your Second Amendment right to open carry.
Lastly, when Dorian Chavez was asked about mask wearing and if he was willing to maintain a mask mandate, he responded,
Yeah, I think the experts are totally confused. I mean, at the federal level, between CDC, NIH, all these guys, one week it's contagious, the next it's not, the next week you can wear the mask, now you don't have to wear it. I really disagree with the fact that, the big box businesses could stay open because supposedly, they're essential, but these little businesses are considered unessential. Everybody has a family, everybody has to put food on the table, every business is essential. I think the mask wearing is ridiculous. I think we should leave it up to the businesses.
This forum gave great insight to the candidates' agendas and plans for the future. The City Council elections are now available during early voting and on Election Day. Make sure to go out and vote. There were certainly some tense moments last night, but it was good for community members to get some better insight on these candidates.
Thanks, Ileana.
Cedar Park residents can vote for these positions now during early voting or on Election Day, November 3rd.
Many things have been disrupted due to COVID-19. Schools, social lives, pretty much everything. And the SAT is no exception. While the SAT is still being offered this year, it definitely looks different from years past. The next SAT is November 7th, and fortunately for CPHS students, you can take the test right here on your own campus. Enter the building through the science building near the PAC, and upon entrance, you'll find sheets with your school ID, which will direct you where to go. All testing rooms are in the science building, and desks will be socially distanced on the day of the test. Doors open at 7:45 and close at 8 a.m. So bring sure to bring your printed out admission ticket and ID, your calculator, 2 face masks, and pencils. Water and snacks are optional but recommended. Ms. Trueblood, who proctors the test, explained what students should expect on the day of the test.
So you should expect to come in just a few people at a time, and then you'll all get the people that come in will be in the hallway and looking at the lists on the wall to find their room numbers, and then we will have people to guide you to the correct room. And then at the door of the testing room, you'll have to take out your ID, show your ticket, and then you can go into the classroom. You need to be sure to make sure your phone's off or don't bring it at all. And then you'll sit at a desk far apart from everybody. You'll have to wear your mask the whole time. And maybe we usually send people outside for breaks instead of hanging out in the hallway, so you have more space to take off your mask.
Although registration for the November 7th SAT closed last Wednesday, the late registration deadline is open until October 27th if you register online. But there are also available dates on December 5th of this year, as well as March 13th, May 8th, and June 5th of next year, though registration dates vary. To learn more, go to collegeboard.com to find out how to register and when and where you can take the SAT.
Our sports teams have been one of several programs affected the most due to COVID-19, with delayed seasons and training changes. Sports such as wrestling have never felt so odd before. Wrestling coach Mr. Peterson and his students are doing everything they can to be supportive of each other and make the best out of this strange school year so they can have a successful season, even if it may be a shorter one.
Now that COVID is a thing that has changed things significantly, such as we are no longer in the mat room until COVID has been cleared enough for us to actually be in there, as well as we are stuck with one person year round as to limit contamination. The season is most likely going to take place. It is just going to be shortened and at the second semester in the spring rather than how we normally go when we start in the fall.
The team is working tirelessly to come out on top, even with these strange times and circumstances, so be sure to support them.
Up next, Ileana Tangarova is here with the top 3 things you need to know for today.
Smoky Moe's Barbecue, the best barbecue that money can buy. Proudly supporting Cedar Park High School.
Hey, I'm Ileana Tangarova with CPHS News, and here are the top 3 things you need to know for today. First, it's 3 weeks until the election, and the 2 candidates hosted 2 town hall debates at 7 p.m. Because of President Trump's recent COVID diagnosis, the in-person debates have been canceled for safety precautions. The president rejected the idea of doing a virtual debate. Donald Trump took questions from voters on NBC, while Joe Biden took questions from voters on ABC. Secondly, Austin City Council is having a City Council meeting today at 7 p.m. to discuss childcare, legacy business, and music. The Council expects to approve and vote on the Child Care Relief Grant for $5 million, the Austin Music Venue Preservation Fund for $5 million, and the Austin Legacy Relief Fund for $5 million. These 3 funds will provide money for children, businesses, and people who need it during the pandemic. Lastly, the ZACC Theater Fall Concert Series Under the Stars has begun. This is a socially distanced live show at the People's Plaza at ZACC. It will go on every week from Thursday to Saturday at 7:30 p.m. and on Sundays at 2:30 p.m. until November 8th. Many of these dates are sold out, so if you are interested in going, rush to get your tickets at tickets.zacctheater.org. And that is all I have for you guys today. With CPHS News, I'm Ileana Tangarova.
Thanks, Ileana. Now let's start over to Luke Johnson and Katie Whitmarsh for your sports report.
Hello, Cedar Park, and welcome back to the Wolfcast Sports Report. I'm Luke Johnson.
And I'm Katie Whitmarsh.
On Friday, our volleyball team faced up against Leander in a fairly one-sided competition.
You can say that again. The Lady Timberwolves came out with a flawless win in 3 sets, winning 3-0.
This win is their 4th in a row. Sophomore Dylan Gilkey showed up in this game with 30 assists and 20 digs on top of that.
The girls will face Liberty Hill today at Liberty Hill High School starting at 6:30. This will definitely be a fun game to watch. Good luck, girls.
Throwing it over to football, if you were able to make the drive up to Pflugerville to watch the T-Wolves against the Hendrickson Hawks, you were not disappointed in the slightest.
That's right, Luke. Hendrickson was undefeated coming into this game just like Georgetown, and the T-Wolves showed that they enjoy shattering perfect records.
Our boys came out ready to play, taking the dub 66-28 in our highest scoring game yet.
Our D-line's power was on display, at one point holding off the Hawks inches away from their end zone to prevent a touchdown.
That's right, Katie. And you can't forget our offensive presence, with junior Kevin Adams and senior Jack Estera both notching 2 touchdowns of their own.
Our next game will be against the Anderson Trojans at Gupton next Friday. It will be great to have our Friday night lights back.
Definitely. That's all we have for you today. For some extra sports content, be sure to check out our sports Twitter at CPHS_sports. With CPHS News, I'm Luke Johnson.
And I'm Katie Whitmarsh. Back to y'all.
Now it's time for your Pet of the Week. This is Trista Trevino's bunny rabbit named Thumper. She is 6 months old. Thumper likes to play outside, sleep, and lay out in the sun, and her favorite foods consist of carrots and grass. And that's all we have for today. Make sure you're keeping up with all of our content, so head over to our YouTube at CPHS News.
Make sure to catch the show on Monday for a story over small businesses that were affected by COVID. Your top 3 things, Luke Johnson and Katie Whitmarsh will be in studio with their sports report and a new scholarship of the week. With CPHS News, I'm Abby Martinez.
And I'm Ella Neal. Remember to make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.